Because of your support, we were able to help the next person I want to introduce you to, and that's Amy. Amy's our client speaker today. Her counselor told me Amy's transformation in counseling was truly remarkable. Her unique skills and warmth and joy coming forward. I found equally incredible and humbling Amy's strength and courage. I feel honored today to introduce you to Amy.
Hi, my name is Amy, and I sought out counseling services at NCC just over 3 years ago. What brought me to NCC or to counseling in general, is that I am a survivor of childhood abuse, including physical, emotional, and sexual. I was raised by a single mother who, in retrospect, is a narcissist. They were very micromanaging when it came to my life. She was abusive, physically and emotionally, more so emotionally. It was daily, hourly, every moment of my life until I separated from her when I was 19. Just a constant stream of negativity thrown at me for why I didn't do this, why I didn't do that, why I chose to do my homework after school rather than cleaning the house. It was a lot of abuse that as a child never made sense to me. As I got older and became an adult, still didn't make sense to me. And it was just a lot of pain surrounding my upbringing. I am stunted in a lot of ways in the sense that I didn't develop a lot of methods to deal with processing my emotions because they were squashed out of me as a child. I was told how to behave, how to think, how to be. And if I didn't act accordingly to my mother's wishes, then I would get hit from it, or yelled at for an extended period of time, and punished as well. In addition to all of this happening as a child, we also had my babysitter's brother who, starting when I was very, very young, and that occurred over 3 years, had proceeded to sexually assault and rape me, with my mother knowing what had been happening to me, but not necessarily knowing who, yet not taking any measures to control who I was exposed to, she didn't attempt any effort into getting the abuse to stop. She didn't try to find out who it was, who I was being exposed to, nothing. And instead just continued to try and control my life. This continued through high school, through college. I separated from my mother my freshman year of college. I was 19. And after that, have been on my own, supporting myself financially and just trying to live my life. Because of the amount of abuse I received at such a young age and all the different types, I, as an adult, did not understand how to process my emotions, my reactions, and I also didn't know when some of those reactions were just, I had been triggered by a trauma of my past. And I started to have fights with friends. My inability to process my childhood traumas were starting to negatively reflect in my friendships, my relationships with family. At work, I would have issues with attitude and talking back just because I was constantly on the defense, not realizing that the current situation wasn't what was bothering me, but my inability to process what had happened to me before. After speaking with my manager at the time, where I was working at a nonprofit high school, she referred me to NCC, and I reached out immediately. I knew I needed counseling for a very long time. As I had mentioned, I was taking care of myself financially starting at the age of 19. I had no insurance, no ability to pay hundreds of dollars every week to go and see a professional therapist. So when I found out about NCC, I was relieved and excited. I reached out immediately. I was set up with someone very quickly, and we were able to calculate a weekly fee for their services that I could afford. And if there was ever a week where I couldn't afford that week session, their sliding scale offered me the ability to still see my counselor that week, but where I was able to pay double on the next time, which I used a few times and greatly appreciated it. It has been a little more than a year and a half since I finished my sessions. I went regularly for 2 years. And since then, I am amazed at who I have been able to become. I'm no longer crippled by my anxiety. I no longer live in fear of constantly being triggered. I've learned tools and methods on how to handle my strong emotional reactions, on how to assess situations, to understand that it's not the current situation that might be upsetting me, but it's just, lingering feelings of past traumas and the way that I felt at the time. I've also moved out to the East Coast this year, which has been a lifelong goal of mine. And honestly, I never ever thought, especially before therapy, that it was something that I could accomplish. So I am forever grateful for NCC and their sliding scale and ability to pay based off income. If it weren't for them, if it weren't for my counselor in those sessions, I really don't know who I would be now. So I have highly recommended them. I still highly recommend NCC to anyone that I know back in the area, that their services were wonderful, and I am who I am today thanks to their help. So thank you.